Hamadakiapi, Emilee Swalley Amachiapi, Nalako Amposka Yamniwi Amachiapi. Hi, Upijata family. This is Upijata with Emilee Swalley. I hope everyone's having a good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. I hope you are surrounded by people you love. I hope you're having food. I hope you have a roof over your head. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you are getting through what you need to get through with ease and with understanding and with grace. So, let me explain what is going on. So as you know, Upijata hasn't been up for a while when it comes to YouTube. We have been working very hard on our programming and what we do. The last video was an interview, I think was with me and Miss Yoli. And Miss Yoli has been going back and forth from New Mexico and South Dakota due to her mom being sick. And that has been 2 years now. Yep, it's been a while. And due to this, we finally decided to pass it over to me for now, so I could do the videos and do the editing and get our YouTube back up. Especially since I am here in South Dakota working on Upijata every day. So my job is to be here for you guys and to also be here for the people that we are working for. So I will keep you guys updated as best I can and as soon as I can. Especially on social media. I am a big social media person. I will try to get small tidbits of videos on Instagram, Facebook. I'm also trying to get TikTok up. And with that, it's definitely motivation to start my own YouTube channel. So we got this and let's get started. So first of all, I wanted to update you about Summer Intensive 2025. Summer Intensive at 2025 was a long 2-week program and it was good. It went well. We had lots of kids, lots of participants I should say, we had one 4-year-old actually, 4 years old to the highest we had this year was 10 years old, the oldest that we had, and it was around 25 to 30 participants, and it was a lot. So for the first week, we had all of our background staff. We had Shannon come down, we had Debra, we had Vian, and we had Emilee, Lapolice, and me and Miss Yoli for the first week. I did painting, drawing, mixed media, and acting class, which was really nice. And then later on the second week, we actually did film classes. So we mixed the two and made some videos, and it was really fun. Miss Yoli, she did fiber arts, and she didn't really get into book making, but I think that's all she did was fiber arts. She taught people how to knit. Oh, and sewing. She also made ribbon skirts with a few of our participants, and then she also did like the embroidery work where it's like the cloth, the circle and the cloth. I don't really know what it's called, but like the needle and thread where you gotta put the thread through the cloth until it makes a picture. And then she also did weaving. She taught crochet, knitting with the hands, the big yarn, and made ribbon skirts. And then Shannon, she taught dance class. She taught dance class, and then she helped any way that she could. And then Debra, she also helped, and then she mostly helped in the open studio, where open studio is just pretty much if anybody wants to do anything, then they can. And a lot of people chose mixed media to be their open studio activity, to where I had no, they didn't want me to teach anything in mixed media. They kind of just like took the reins, and they were so creative with it. Like, oh my god, they sculpted boats, they sculpted houses, they put little people in them and made little dolls. It was so cool, and it was really creative, and I'm glad that they had that experience. And then let's see, we talked about Shannon, Debra, Emilee and Vian. They are both trauma-informed yoga instructors, so which means that they do yoga that heals trauma. And for these little ones, they didn't really get deep into it. They just kind of did fun poses, fun stretching poses that could get them engaged and interacted. And we were such in a big area. This summer, we were at the Oglala Lakota College Center near Kyle. It's not in Kyle, but it's about a mile away from Kyle. And we were at the activity center. So the activity center was just a gym and a kitchen and then a few classrooms, and it was a big area, especially for the amount of people that we had. And then for the second week, all of our background staff had to leave, and then that's whenever our local staff showed up, the ones that were interested in seeing what we do and how we do it. So we had Kelly, we had Kansas Middletent was also there, showing up with his masculine presence, which was very, very helpful. And he is a wonderful native speaker representing the youth and inspiring and encouraging and motivating youth to rise up and be who they are or who they want to be. Kelly is a wonderful artist, and she had wonderful grandchildren who wanted to come down, who wanted to be there. So she came down with them and saw how it was and helped out in any way that she could, and she was really, really helpful, even gave ideas. So yeah, she was great. And then we had Kevin Porber come down, where he taught children how to draw turtles, and that was for one class, and he did wonderful. He just kind of sat there and said, "Okay, everyone, now watch what I am doing and try to copy what I'm doing." So he just sat there and drew while everybody kind of copied what he was doing, and beautiful artwork came out of that. Oh yeah, and then we partnered with programs. So Peaceful Means is a program that is working on SA and is going into classes. And of course they have a consent form for the parents to sign to see if they could teach the children about SA. And in the classrooms they teach children how to say no. They teach them how to say it like really loud, like aggressive, like scaring the offender. And then they also teach a little bit of self-defense and how to even see danger in the first place and what SA means. And I think the participants learned a lot from that, actually. And then we had another program called Project Venture, and this is a program, it's a adventure-based program, originally from New Mexico, and they have been on the reservation for 10 years now, like around 11 years. And what they do is that they also go into schools and they do life skill activities with the students. And what they're trying to do is build confidence, self-confidence in students, and to build character to help students build their own character and to be their own person with these activities. And with that, they also encourage students to go out into trips, and they go hiking, they go canoeing. They were really fun. The activities that we did, the group that we had was a bit younger than who they program with, but honestly the participants did way better than what I expected. It was a little hard to get them engaged at first, but they were great. One activity was like a self-confidence boost where we had to walk the runway, and we had to do it individually first, and then we did it in pairs, and then we did it in groups, and that was really fun. And we encouraged them, and we always encourage them to like cheer each other on too, because you know, kinship, family, teamwork, community. So yeah, so that was a summer intensive. And I can't forget our online instructor, our wonderful online instructor, Elena. who's our singing instructor. We've talked about her before, and she taught the singing classes online, and I joined one of them, and they were great. She taught about how, what kind of different sounds they are, and then she taught a few songs that they could sing, and I sang with them one class, and it was really nice. I say all of it went really well. And in the end, we had a summer intensive showcase, of course. And what happened is that we had a last-minute puppet show that one of the participants wanted to do because they really loved making puppets. And me being the acting instructor, I was all like, well, do you want to make a puppet show? And they're like, yeah, let's make a puppet show. So I was like, okay. So we made a puppet stage, we made puppets, and the other participants made puppets, and we had so many characters, so much story building to do, but it was last minute. And the person who wanted to do it, she wrote half of the story, and then I think she got way too excited about what's going on and how many people there were, and couldn't really finish the story, especially with so many characters. With all the other participants wanting to join in. So I was like, okay, focus. I gotta finish this story, and it's gotta be good to where the kids, all of the participants can be engaged in. So it was half written by me and half written by that participant, and it went really well. And I read it as a narrative as the participants did their puppet show. So that was really fun. And then up next, we thanked all of our staff. We had cooks too, so can't forget our cooks. So thank you, our local cooks. They were wonderful cooks, and they definitely did an amazing job to make healthier food. And we always encourage our cooks to cook a little bit healthier because we are wanting healthier foods for our participants to have energy and to have good bodies and good health. So next on the summer intensive showcase, we also honored someone. We honored me, which I wasn't even expecting it because I think I've worked for Upijata for 4 years now. So I wasn't expecting it, and they honored me with the star quilt, which was really nice. And Larry Swalley was the MC, and he did a Lakota creation story, the Lakota creation story that he presents. Oh yeah, we gave away certificates for those participants who did good and who represented the 12 Lakota values in a good manner, which we just kind of gave certificates to all of them. And then we gave prizes first to the ones who did better than the other ones, of course, because we have participation points. It kind of helps us bring them back into focus. And so the ones who did better gets to pick first, and then after that everybody else gets to pick their prizes. So they did really good with the 12 values. And what was really nice about it is that the participants wanted to come back every day. Some days they couldn't, some days they didn't want to, some of them, but most of our participants, they always want to come back, which is really nice. And the parents even saw a behavior change in how they acted at home. And that was because of our work of the 12 Lakota values and why we have them. And we talked to the participants about how to have good manners, how to be good to each other, how to have confidence, how to speak up. And that's what the 12 Lakota values is, of what we speak of. So with that, the summer intensive was a huge success for 2025, and we cannot wait for next year. We are going to plan it a little bit differently because of some lessons that we learned, but we can't wait for next year. We can't wait to see everybody next year, and we cannot wait to start back up our weekend classes that we usually have. Before and after the summer intensive, we always have weekly classes on the weekends for the participants to go to weekly instead of being at home all the time. This year, 2025, we've did one class a month because we had 3 different spots to go to. Actually, we had 2 different spots. So we had Kyle and Batesland, and then we actually went to Rosebud Reservation and did a class over there for one day. And we were hoping to stay there if the worker we were talking to wanted to continue doing it. But it was definitely a lot on that worker's plate, and we didn't want to overextend her schedule. We didn't want to stress her out too much. So we respected her space, and we hope to be back on the Rosebud Reservation because those kids are so wonderful, just like Batesland and Kyle. All these kids deserve a time to be themselves, to be kids, to be children, and to be creative, to be themselves, to express themselves, to be free, to feel free, I guess. So with that, it is currently like 8 a.m. So I've had a long day and I'm pretty tired, so that's where I'm at right now. I was also going to talk about what I'm doing here and what I would like to continue updating you guys about. If you don't know, most of our community depend on food stamps, and most of our community also depend on commodities. Here we call it EBT. I don't know why it's called different. We are going to struggle, and if you don't know, commodities is it's a treaty thing. It was one of the treaties that was talking about how if we move to the reservation, we will have free healthcare, free food, free education. And that's like half true, half not, because they did promise healthy food and health that will help us continue and prosper our culture and our people. But in the beginning of the reservation, all they gave us was canned foods and flour, oil, sugar, and whiskey, bottles of whiskey. So that's how we started making fry bread. And that's also why we in most ceremonies we always have like soup and wojapi and fry bread. Wojapi is like this berry jelly soup-ish. It tastes really good though. That's also why our people are kind of in a mental health crisis, because of the whiskey and because of course the abuse and history and all that. If you don't know, please go look it up. Please do your research. But because of everything that's going on, I am working on food sovereignty, and I'm working on getting to food drives. I'm working on bringing out community meals, community cookouts, community food events, to where programs of any kind, of anywhere, who are working on food sovereignty and who is working on making the community better and is working very hard on it, could come down and they could be there, we could be there together, partnerships will be built, and small interviews will happen to make sure each program is having their shout out. And we're working on food sovereignty, so the soup and fry bread and wojapi, we're going to reintroduce it in a healthier light. And with that, we're going to start a long-term food drive to where I myself is going to do a mobile food drive. And it's not just me. I know I said me myself, but it's not just me. The people of Toby Classic, the people of Veterans Upijata Center, they're all helping me, and they are all supporting me as a Native youth. And I have a friend whose name is Ampo. She is also a Native youth. She has a YouTube channel, so shout out to her. Check her channel out. and who is helping me is Tuli Eagle. She is helping me understand healthier foods that I could try and healthier foods that I could cook with. And so we are going to do that. We are going to feed the people. And so my main message for this is definitely just sharing that community is such a heartfelt thing, and that the dinner table is always the place to share stories. And so I just hope to start something, and to start conversation, to start laughter, and to start community, and to bring everybody back as a family again. Not just food drive. Since winter is coming, we're also going to do a coat drive. So you as a viewer, you as a supporter, I would love to ask and propose a call to action, because we are not a charity, we are a family, and we are a call to action. And if you are willing to, there are multiple ways to help out. Number one, you can donate money to our website. On our website, Upijata Arts communitycenter.org. We have PayPal, we have a way to pay with credit card, we have a way, we have Venmo, and then we also have our mailing address on there if you want to mail money or a check. Or if you want to mail food, we are working on food sovereignty, so healthier the better, but if not, any food is definitely helpful, especially for the struggle that we might be in. So any food that you would like to donate, any food that you don't want anymore, or any food that you want to buy for us, of course our mailing address is also on our website, but I will say it here. P.O. Box 101, Batesland, South Dakota 57716. That's our mailing address. And the same thing with the coat drive. There's money, you can donate money, or you can donate whatever coats you don't want or coats you could buy for us. And with that, you can also support through spreading the word, sharing this video. You could spreading the word, sharing this video, share about our history. It is Native American Heritage Month, so share about Native American history, talk about us, and allow us to be heard. With that, you can also buy from our Amazon wish list. We will have a Christmas wish list up here soon, but you can buy off of Amazon. You could get coats, you could get food off of Amazon. Any way really helps. Any way of donation, or even any way of just spreading the word and letting people know that we're here, letting people know that we're doing stuff, and letting people know that we're family. We call it Tioshbaye Tiwahe. Yeah, Tioshbaye is people who aren't blood related but is still family, like extended family. Tioshbaye. So with that, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for being a supporter. Thank you so much for being kind, and for being heartfelt, and for being yourself. Wopila tanka. And I hope everyone has a good night, good day, good evening. This is Emilee Swalley, and I'll see you next time. Love you all. Bye.